as we walk the talk on empowerment and we bring to you conversations with women achievers from different fields. We do hope that their journey is inspiring to the youngsters as well as everybody else listening in. Today we have with us a very renowned Indian artist, Brinda Miller. She is educated at the JJ School of Art. She has done, with a first. She's gone on to study at the Parsons School of Design and is today the chairman of the iconic Kalakura Festival. She's also a mentor and advisor to a number of NGOs, including the Rotary. Welcome, Brinda. We're so happy to have you with us. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you for inviting me.
So, shall we begin?
Yes.
So, Brinda, could you tell us something about your journey? Why art as a profession?
Art as a profession was a given right from childhood. I think in school they discovered that the teachers told me that I was good at art. They didn't imagine this at home because my parents, in my family, there's no one who's really, taken it up as a career or said that we are good at art and we're good. Of course, later on it all came out that, my grandfather was or my granduncle was or somebody was. But after I became the artist, I must have been one of the first. But yes, as I progressed in school over the years, I had an excellent art teacher and she encouraged me and we just decided. Also, I was, raised at home where, my parents always took me to art galleries. They were interested in art. So generally the aesthetics were there already in the family. And there was sort of appreciation for all the arts, not just fine art. So I think it's in the genes or it's the upbringing, I'm not sure. And luckily I had the talent as well.
So no, you do. My gosh, absolutely. How wonderful. So it's such a creative field. So how important, this question comes up very often, that how important is education to become an accomplished artist?
I used to think that education was, even though I did study art and all of that, I used to think it was not the ultimate thing. Because if you do have some talent, you can actually flourish without the education. It is a fact. There are artists who haven't studied art and yet they are famous, they're known, they've become. But I think education definitely helps you hone your techniques. I think technique is something that you learn only from education. But of course, the imagination is your own, and a lot of that has to do with, yourself. A lot of it's not just also imagination and technique. It's a bit about pushing yourself, how you promote yourself. It's a combination of many, many things. But yes, education is key, I think, and a lot of young kids are taken up to art, and I'm so happy about that because honestly, I think. It's very important that, even the men look at it as a career. It's usually a women's thing to say, okay, I don't want to go to regular college. My parents wanted me to go to regular college actually. And they said, then you take up art because they were more, I consider that as progressive at that time because they said, you may want to take a job somewhere. Now, of course, art has become a big career. It never used to be. And I'm so happy that has happened.
Amazing. I know this is something you must have been asked very often, but what actually inspires you? It's quite interesting to see the different, art forms and what exactly, do you look at?
So I'm actually always inspired by my travels. And indirectly, I think that has to do with my love for nature. Though I have painted several subjects, but landscape is the basis of my work and abstract work is what I do. But yes, over a period of time that abstraction has come. When I started doing realistic landscape painting and it gradually became more and more abstract. A lot of young artists nowadays, they come out of college and they start doing abstract work, which I don't think is right. I think, it comes from a sort of evolvement of sorts where you begin and, you learn to draw and you learn to sketch, you learn to paint, you learn to do all of that. before you can actually just start throwing color on the canvas. Yes, at this stage I do that. I throw color on the canvas. I don't think too much. My work is very impulsive, it's intuitive, and at the end of it, it just comes together. And I don't think too much about it because I realize, but that of course has come over a period of time. Like I said, it cannot come overnight. And that's my inspiration. I'm also very inspired by our city. I love Mumbai. I love cityscapes. And even though that is not nature as such, it is nature. You can say it is, the outdoors, whether they are strewn with skyscrapers or whether it is a lot of people. I just love interacting with people, and I find people of Mumbai very inspiring.
I was just coming to that. You have such an interest in the heritage and culture of Mumbai, so I just wanted you to speak something about that.
So I'll tell you, it's many years ago, after I painted for so many years, I realized that I want to do something different. I want to do something very exciting. I get bored very easily. I want to move on. I want to do multiple things because I am like that. That's my nature. I get bored easily. I want to do something else. But at the same time, I'm extremely responsible. So whatever I start, I have to finish. And that's the reason why I started working with the Kala Ghoda Arts Festival, with the association. I was a volunteer. I'm still a volunteer. I keep saying that, and it's a big joke because I'm kind of doing everything a lot. I'm up there to do, to see that a lot of people are working with me, for me, and we are all friends. Over the years, I have kind of learned so much from this festival. It has taught me to creatively manage. It was creative. I had to do something creative. So that's the reason why I chose to do something like this, where I would be doing something for Mumbai. I would be doing something for myself, and at the same time, it would be like a CSR, where I would not be. Of course, I'm very sympathetic towards so many causes, and I do help NGOs a lot. But the main reason why I did this was because it was a creative thing to do. And I spent almost half the year working on the festival and maybe half the year working on my own art. And I think it's become a very, very exciting thing for Mumbai to have. It's only one of its kind event that Mumbai sees, where they have some cultural, and it is, yes, true, it is a lot for every class. It's not just for the elite. And of course, my friends come there, everybody comes there. So, it's nice where it's like a melting pot where all kinds of people come. And Mumbai has such a great energy, such great people, that at the end of it, you really feel satisfied that I have done something for my city. And let's see how this year we didn't do the festival due to COVID, but next year we plan to again in February. Right now we are working on sponsorships, and that's the most difficult part. People want to give to they want to give to poor people and poor children and orphans and cancer and all those causes. But this is a different kind of cause, and I'm so happy that Rotary Club of Mumbai Kalakar, there is such a thing actually, and kind of helping the arts through their organization. I think it's wonderful.
I know, it's absolutely an amazing thing, and you've been so supportive. And yes, it's been an absolutely iconic festival, which people from all over the country look at. Mumbai, of course, is like synonymous. I mean, everybody just looks forward to that. How different is it from when you joined and today? How has it developed?
It is very different because those days we lived from year to year. Literally, we used to think next year it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because we don't have funds. We don't have people to help us. But now things have, of course, changed because, yes, the funds are still difficult. But at the same time, we have a sort of a lot of people who love us, and a lot of support from the people of Mumbai. And I used to go up on stage before and say, anybody wants to volunteer, please come and help us. And there were like 2 hands going up in the audience. And now if you say that, there are like, I know I put it out on social media that please, if anybody wants to volunteer, please do. So we had 25 young college kids coming and saying we want to volunteer, and we had to actually pick them. So we come to that stage where there is a lot of enthusiasm amongst younger people, and the youth has really taken to the festival. So you see a lot of young college kids hanging around there. They don't have to spend a lot of money, and they're at the same time getting to see art. They're getting to see theatre, literature, dance, performances, music. So it's become so popular that actually it's grown so much that now I think the time has come where we need to make it smaller because it's so huge. And with COVID now, we don't know how things are going to pan out. So I hope there are no more waves of that kind. So I think we'll do okay. I don't know. I'm an optimist, so I'm sure that.
Touch wood. Yes, absolutely. Let's hope it does. Could you tell us something about the concept of art cart that you have? It's very interesting and we'd love to hear something from you.
So the reason why we started this, the Kalagoda Art Cart, it's an online marketplace, is because we wanted to empower and encourage younger artisans, younger as in, new artisans. I won't say younger, but newer people, also a lot of crafts people, and to make it a sort of online market. Of course, the one that is at the Kalagoda Arts Festival itself, the physical one, is so popular, and people are, they line up to enroll for it. So we thought it would be a good idea where we could get at least, 50, 60 artisans on board. And it's a new thing, so it's picking up very well now. And we want to simultaneously do it along with the physical festival. And I think we've done okay, kind of just really now picking up speed. So it's taken a little while to set it off, but I think these things do take time. And it's wonderful when people call you and say thank you for helping us, or thank you for doing this for us.
Amazing. And at the end, what piece of advice would you give youngsters who want to make art their career?
I think youngsters should take, if they do decide to take up art as a career, they should take it really seriously. It should not be one of those things where they say, okay, if we can't do this and we can't do that, let's do this. It should be something that now has become as much of a professional career as any other. Yes, it has become more competitive, so keep that in mind. Don't think that, you are really the best, because honestly, you need a lot of exposure. Unfortunately, our country does not have enough museums. They do not have a terrific art education, barring a few. Of course, there are a few good colleges, but very few. And, do your best to learn by yourself also a lot of things. As you said, is it important to have an education? Yes, it is. But at the same time, one needs to visit galleries, one needs to go see spaces. I remember taking my kids when they were very young to art galleries, to museums, and they used to say, "Mom, they're so bored, what is this?" But the other day, I took them to, say, India Art Fair. Of course, they love Kalagoda Festival, but I took them to India Art Festival in Delhi. They're grown up now. Of course, they're in their late 20s. So, but we've been going together for a while now to all these places. And they said to me, "We're so glad that you forced us." I said, "I didn't force you. I just made you sit on the side and wait for me till I finish looking at all."
Yeah,
but it was similar in my days where our parents took us to visit galleries, and there were very few that time. There were maybe three galleries in Mumbai, for example. Or when we went abroad, we would take a look at some museums, because there are a lot of museums in the West. But now they all, they're thrilled to come with me, and they're excited to see art, and fortunately we do have things like the Kochi Biennale, we have India Art Fair, and we have that kind of exposure now. But yes, the students must visit these things, because I've been to one or two colleges as jury or whatever, and I find that they just don't know enough, about the outside world. So I feel a bit upset that there's no good teaching, there's no good. And a lot of people ask me, can you suggest an art class? But no, I really can't, because there aren't enough art classes. So that's the reason why I feel that a lot is up to oneself, and a lot is up to how you articulate your art, how you speak about your art. It's become so important to explain your art to people, to be able to say, this is what my painting means. And even if you don't want to say that, you can always say, it's up to you to interpret but this is what I think about my painting. So all those kind of things is what students need to learn. You just can't, do a landscape and paint a boat and say, people will buy it, of course. I'm not saying they won't. They may buy it because they want to decorate their drawing room, or they want to put it about their sideboards or sofa, or whatever reason. It's good. It's whatever it is. But there has to be something more that you have in you to be able to kind of promote your own art. And I think PR has become so important. Social media has become so important.
Absolutely.
And as much as our generation does not like it, my generation, I just feel...
I know we just need to change, and we have to go with the flow. I think everything has changed so much.
Change is a very important thing, and adapting is very important.
So wonderful to talk to you, and thank you so much for your time, Brinda. Thanks so much. Thank you.
Thank you to Rotary. I think you guys are doing a great job, and it's wonderful that all of you are so passionate about this. And please tell me anytime you need anything from me. I'm always there for you.
Thank you. Really great. Thanks so much.
All right.